Yo and hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector. Happy hump day, it's Wednesday. And we are, man, just a few days from Christmas, then we have the new year. I'm gonna be crazy busy, so I thought I would go ahead and do a kind of year-end recap, a hobby and review for me, for what I experienced this year in the hobby 2022. And it was another great year, not gonna lie. Despite all the things that are going on in the world and despite what's going on in the hobby, status quo for me, man. Just keep collecting. Keep collecting. That's why I say that on every video. Just keep going. And I do have something first that I need to ask about because something weird happened to me the other day. Apparently a package came to the house. Julie opened it and she threw away the box like on trash day, so it's gone. And I don't know who this came from. And so if you're out there and you're watching, I would love to know so I can thank you properly. But because Julie said there wasn't anything else in the box other than this and a bunch of packing peanuts and stuff. But I got in this box right here a very cool Lou Gehrig commemorative plate kind of thing. Lou Gehrig is awesome, favorite player. I just don't want to take it out of here, but it's going to go in the room somewhere. I'm going to figure out where to put it here in the card room. So very grateful to whoever it was that sent me that. So let me know, please. Want to give some props. So yeah, when I think about the hobby, I always think about it kind of on what experiences I had, what cards I was able to pick up, and content creation. Just all of that is the hobby for me. You know, it's hanging out with friends, it's talking to people on the phone, it's collaborating with other content creators. All of that is my hobby. And so each aspect of that is important to me, and each one of them has, just things that have progressed along this year. My collection in general, just talking about cards, I think that's a good thing to start with. So I have this just master list of everything that I want, whether it's a card for the 4 decade set or certain Hall of Fame autographs that I want to get, 5-star autos, Hall of Fame rookie cards, you name it. Like everything that I want on the projects that I am currently working on is on this kind of master list. So I can just print that, take it to a show, and it's super convenient. I don't know where I was a year ago, honestly. I'm sure I was well over 900 items on that list, but I am now at 803 right now. And that's pretty good progress, actually. It'll even go down further because I have an order coming back from PSA probably by the end of this week. That's a whole other story, so I will get into that when I do that video of that PSA reveal. But that'll knock off probably 30-ish items off this list, so that's good. I added a total this year, which is way lower than, say, 2 years ago, and I think kind of right in line with what I did last year. I don't remember exactly what I did last year, but 213 graded cards, PSA graded cards, were added to my beast this year. Most of those purchased, some of them given to me, etc. So that's how many total PSA cards, because I do a pretty thorough job of tracking my collection in the PSA set registry, when I got it, who gave it to me, how much I paid for it, if I bought it, etc. So that I can just have a good idea of different things. And in terms of PSA DNA cards, I got 40 new ones. So that certainly isn't encompassing of everything I bought this year. I buy tons of raw stuff, boxes, buying sets, you name it. Tons of that kind of stuff happened too. I worked on multiple vintage sets throughout the year, and that's been a really fun kind of morphing of my hobby a little bit and what I collect, and going, okay, I want to get some more cards, more sets, more vintage sets, kind of start building backwards from 1973, where my current set run stops. I kind of thought about like the 5 biggest cards that I got in terms of just monsters for my collection that I acquired this year are, I got a 1952 Bowman Mantle. That was at a Dallas card show back in March, I think. I got a 53 Topps mantle. So what those two did was make it now where the only regular playing days mantle card that I need is this 52 Topps. So I've got a full run of mantles other than that card, and that'll be down the road a little bit, you know. I also got a 1949 Bowman Satchel Paige rookie card. Thrilled to add that. That was a national purchase. I got a 1934 Gowdy Lou Gehrig. Gehrig, of course, as you saw in that plate, being my favorite player. And, you know, picking his stuff up is never cheap. And I was able to buy that card raw, along with a T206 Walter Johnson portrait. Both those raw, grade them at the National. So that worked out really well to pick up two great cards that way. And, you know, that might be something I'm just more keen to do going forward. Kind of whatever presents itself. But I did buy a lot of raw cards, especially given Chasing Cardboard and the doors that has opened up, the opportunities for me to go see these absolutely amazing collections and kind of have first dibs at the cards that I want to add to my collection. That's been great. The order coming back Friday from PSA is in fact from West Virginia cards that I bought looking at Harlan's collection, or the collection that Harlan handles for John. So yeah, that's, you know, this is going to be more on the radar. And I think a lot of people are feeling that same way to try to pick up raw. And there's obviously issues with that and concerns that anyone needs to have. But overall, great year picking up cards. My best auto easily, like probably in years that I've picked up, was the Sam Thompson autograph. If you haven't seen that, just search my rarest Hall of Fame autograph or something like that on this channel, because it'll be the rarest Hall of Fame autograph I ever own, because there's only 5 of them known to exist. Luckily, me or myself and Bill, the Hall of Fame collector, and Frank, Baseball Hall of Fame autographs, each own one. So we have 3 of the 5. So that's pretty outstanding to be able to add a piece like that with so much history and just so rare and got a fair deal. I mean, it just all works. Like, it's just awesome. So easily my best auto is the Sam Thompson autograph. In terms of just kind of going to shows and stuff, which is a huge part of my collecting life, my hobby. I love going to shows. It's so much fun. I went to Dallas in January, Dallas in March. I went to Missoula, Montana in April. I went to Dallas again in May. The Fort Worth Card Show in June. The National in July, which I'll talk about in a second. The Chantilly Show, which I'd never been to, in October. Dallas in November again, and then Fort Worth in December. So I went to 9 total card shows. And then that's in 4 different states. So that's not something like, other than the National, I'm not usually traveling around. But again, Chasing Cardboard to Missoula, doing that. Same with Chantilly. Those just afforded me opportunities to be able to do some cool stuff that I don't normally get to do. And that's always exciting, to visit new shows and have new experiences, meet new people. Always great. Never a bad thing to do that. Let's see. The National itself, let's talk about that in July in Atlantic City. So much fun doing that. Staying in the house, the Airbnb with Andy and JT and Josh and Joe and Jake, and then other guys staying in house, and all these little enclaves of collectors that were amassed around Atlantic City, in the bowels of Atlantic City, for us all to go to this silly thing called a sports card show. It was so much fun, and I cannot wait until Chicago this year. Room's already booked. Still need to buy my flight, but that's not probably a big deal. Yeah, can't wait for that again in 2023. That'll be just a blast. So much fun. As far as content creation goes, again, I mentioned Chasing Cardboard, being able to be a part of that. That launched back in May and has been just super amazing to be a part of. Ty and Matt really run that ship. They make that work. Ty's involved in every part of it. I'm only involved, on occasion, but the occasions I get to be involved in, I'm honored to have fun with that and do that with those guys, especially because they're great dudes. And we have a lot of fun together, and that is a blast. In terms of this channel, Baseball Collector, man, it's been another great year of growth. 1,654 new subs have been added so far this year, and not many more days left, so that don't expect that to change a lot. But welcome to all of you guys. If you're new this year to this channel, thank you for subbing, and hopefully enjoying what you're seeing, and just appreciate you making that connection and wanting to be subscribed to my channel. You know, we did Hobby Palooza again over on Bench Clear. Bench Clear did had a great year of growth. And I think it's 16,000 subs or something like that right now. So yeah, you guys keep doing the Bench Clear thing and watching that. Thank you for doing that. But Hobby Palooza should be back next year. That's the plan. We're kind of going to be an annual thing now. This year was year 3, so keep it going. Keep doing all that stuff. In terms of so many people that I met this year, I don't know if it was my biggest year in terms of just making connections with other people in the hobby, but it was another great year. It's certainly one of the highlights of my hobby year is getting to meet other people. So many of you that send me Instagram messages or emails or just whatever, reaching out, it really means a lot. And obviously all my friends that I've had for a long time, love you guys too. Never gets old. Yeah, so I don't know. That's kind of my year in review. It's been a great year, and 2023 should be another great year. It's just that, you know, it just keeps moving down the road. The train keeps moving down the track, so to speak. I went back and watched one of my first videos. It was from like 7 or 8 years ago. And I look at my beard, and it was all darker, and, you know, I wasn't nearly as chubby in the face. And I'm like, man, this has been a long journey, because I've gotten a lot grayer, and it's been so much fun though. I mean, I watched myself from that long ago, and it's like, oh, you're terrible, Mike, terrible. I'm probably still pretty terrible, but I was really terrible then. And, you know, I've come a long way, and you guys have been a part of that, encouraging me, and I just really appreciate you, and thank you for doing that. I'll show you lastly here a couple of cards that I got that are going to get put away here in a second, so might as well show them now. Pull them out of the sleeves here. Got a couple more Hall of Fame autographs, because I need those like I need a hole in the head, but these are from 2022 Heritage. I got Ted Simmons, and I got Bert Blyleven. This year's Heritage is really special to me just because I was born in 73, so it takes after the 73 set. The Simmons, I just went and looked at. I'm trying to get all the Hall of Famers that have these real one autographs in Heritage. Simmons was one guy I missed when the original Heritage came out, but like most things, I was able to go pick it up pretty darn cheap now that the, you know, the allure of Heritage is kind of worn off. I'm going to go back now and kind of very intentionally go, all right, what am I still missing? Maybe I can find these guys cheaper. But Heritage High Number just came out a week or two ago, and the first one I was able to get from that set was the Blyleven. So there's some big hitters in that. Schmidt, Fisk, Nolan Ryan. So I may have to take out a loan to get those, but we'll see. Patience, just be patient. Just be patient. I try to tell myself that a lot. So that's it, guys. Thanks for, you know, hanging out this year with me and coming along the ride and the journey of my collecting, building my collection. So thank you guys so much. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great rest of your week. Keep collecting.